Welcome to Episode 4 of the Sweet Natured Cruise Cast. Hi, I'm Linz, as always I'm joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello, and today we're talking about Sun Princess and whether she was worth the wait. But first, a little mood music.
Okay, you can't blame me for that one because I did let you listen to that one first.
Yes, but I was busy and I should have taken the time.
So what you're saying is that you need to pay more attention to when we're choosing the intro music.
Yes.
I mean, eventually we will come up with a
Eventually we'll find one, or maybe we just commission someone to write something for us.
If you would like to commission a tune, please get in touch.
Commission?
Yeah.
Compose?
Compose even. Yeah, if you'd like to compose a tune first, let us know. Well, let's do a little cheers before we get started because I'm really thirsty.
Cheers, darling.
Cheers, everyone.
And we'll also take theme songs.
So today's topic,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go into the news as usual. You don't know
Yes.
what news stories I've picked.
No.
But the topic is, obviously, because we've just come back from Sun Princess,
Mm-hmm.
talking about whether she was worth the wait, both
Yes.
to us and with
Yes.
generally,
Yeah.
because she was first announced, or first started working on in Princess in 2017,
Wow.
then commissioned to Fincantieri in 2018,
In the before times.
in the before times, and then construction started in 2021 proper.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been around without the name, because before that point, 2017, the old Sun Princess still existed.
The old Sun Princess. Okay. Yeah.
The name's obviously much more recent. So there's been talk of this new class of ship,
Mm-hmm.
which we now know as the Sphere class,
Yes.
for a long time. But in the run-up to her,
Yes.
to the inaugural, which never happened, then the second inaugural, which never happened,
No.
and then the third one, which did happen, and obviously she's sailing normally now. There wasn't a lot of coverage in terms of what's on there,
No.
but the hype around her, because it was Princess's biggest ever ship,
Yes.
has just been building since I'd say probably since 2021 when the keel cutting started,
Yeah.
but certainly since you were first announced.
Yeah. But not hype in the Icon of the Seas sense.
What do you mean?
Well, that had mega hype. You had
Well,
Mr. Beast featuring Icon of the
It did
Seas.
have, absolutely. So yeah, not in that same way. And hype can come across in a negative way. I don't mean it negatively. I mean that people were talking about it increasingly so.
Yes.
To the point where she's out now and people are on her and are really talking about her now.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, as I said, we've just come back.
Yes.
Do you think that she's lived up to that hype? And with the bits that you liked that you didn't expect to like, with the bits that you didn't like?
Yes. But the thing that I liked that I didn't expect to like was Spellbound.
No, I expected to like it.
I know you expected to like
So
it.
it's worth explaining to people what Spellbound is in case they don't know.
Magic stuff. Bar.
Shall I explain it more?
Dinner.
So yeah, it's a dinner show.
Yes.
So you go for a dinner first in a chef's table type thing.
Yes. In the main time room.
Which is in an offshoot of the main dining area,
Yes.
private area, which includes the meal and alcohol. Then they escort you from there through this secret black door, which you can't.
Well, you're led through by a top-hatted gentleman, a magician.
Yeah, not just some random guy.
No, somebody it's all themed throughout.
And then they take you through into a scaled-down replica of the Magic Castle in California.
Yes.
Which is a long-established sort of magic.
And it's very well themed.
And it's themed better than anything I've ever seen on a cruise ship.
It was great.
I honestly couldn't say that I was in a cruise ship when I went through that black door.
No, it didn't feel like it. From the piano that played itself, that
Which
the lady,
had a ghost.
which had a ghost.
Everything had a story.
Yeah, the lady was talking to. I sat down in a nice little nook, and then discovered behind me there was a straitjacket and handcuffs.
There was, yeah.
I don't know why I was drawn to that.
Which was meant to be Houdini's,
Mhm.
and they said it's guaranteed that Houdini never wore this.
So it's all very themed, and then
A lot of the stuff in there, just to be clear, is genuine.
Yes.
It's come from their stores,
yes, yeah,
but they're incredibly well themed.
yeah. And I didn't think I was going to like it because, like magic and that kind of thing. I'm like, ugh.
Whereas I love that.
You're like Neil Patrick Harris.
Without the talent.
Without the talent and the glow.
Oh, I think I've got the glow.
I've met him. He's got a glow.
Okay.
He loves all that. You love all that. I don't love that, but I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it had some amazing cocktails in there, because it has its own dedicated cocktail menu.
Oh, the cocktails.
You can drink as much as you want within there.
That's maybe where places with magic shows have gone wrong before.
That they didn't have enough cocktails for you?
Probably, yes.
I'm fairly sure that Magic Castle as a venue probably has cocktails.
Well, we need to go.
We do. Do you think that is a reason why people would want to go on there, in the same way that Royal Caribbean in the past has sort of put new things on, like ice skating rinks, or the skydiving, or NCL with go-karts and bits like that? Do you think that Spellbound is a reason enough that people would want to try that shit?
And book it. I think if it can sway me, I think people would really.
But you were swayed once you're on there.
Yes, I wasn't that fussed.
I think it would sway someone like me if you've got a remote interest in sort of that Vegas magic type show. Then, if I had an option of going on a ship that had that or didn't,
you would still book
it.
it.
And the money was similar.
Yes.
Then I would definitely pick that one. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think it's one thing. I mean, we've gone off on a very specific piece there when we're talking about, whether it hit, because if we go back to the wider ship now,
yes,
they've opened it up more. I mean, Princess has always been for families, but not as obvious for families like NCL or Royal Caribbean, or MSC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the family areas that they put on are a good thing, bad thing?
I mean, we're in a different stage in our lives now.
Yeah, we have a grown-up child.
But I think people will seek it out now. They might have, from the UK, you'd have probably lean towards Iona or Avia for the very same reason, in that it feels that it's more
family friendly.
Family, because it's got a family deck, rather than just a little arcade and club area. Yeah. It's got a genuine outside play area.
The Sphere class does.
Yeah. So I think they'll probably lean towards that.
I mean, they are saying it's for kids of all ages.
Yes.
But it is definitely gearing towards that. Now, is there any chance that then takes away from that princess experience as it is now? Did it still feel like a princess ship?
In the traditional princess areas, yes, I would say it did, but shinier, more elevated. That, like, the Sanctuary is a dream.
It is. Now, they charge more for the Sanctuary on the ship, and I've noticed a few things that's been a case of, right? Mm. It's more expensive on this class of ship than the other princess classes.
Yes.
But I've heard people talking about this and going, is it right that they're doing that? But Celebrity does exactly the same.
Oh, they do.
It is more expensive on the Edge class for certain things than it is on the other classes, like the Solstice class.
Yes.
So that didn't surprise me that there were new pricing bits.
No.
And the Sanctuary was more expensive than it.
It was, but it had more.
Double.
Yes, but it had more things.
But no afternoon tea.
But the bento boxes were better.
Were fantastic. The service was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's the best service that we've had on those type of areas.
Yes.
On any ship.
It was fabulous.
I mean, it's not even close, is it?
No.
It's leagues ahead of anything else.
Yeah, it had 2 hot tubs, a pool, a bar.
Yeah.
It had, what else did it have? Restrooms.
Yeah. Direct elevator access via the glass elevators.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many places on their Sanctuary included that were just wow moments.
You didn't. Once you went in there, you didn't have to go anywhere else. You were settled.
No, you could get changed in there, no issues whatsoever. But as I say, going back to those wow moments things, I don't think that this sounds like I'm sort of dissing the older princess ships, which I'm not.
We love an older
the next ship we're going on is Ruby.
Yes.
But I don't think I've ever got on them and thought, wow. I've got on them and thought, oh, this is really pretty, or this is lovely, or I'm really looking forward to the cruise. And we've enjoyed them all.
Yeah, but Royal Caribbean have always been the wow.
Yeah.
Ship.
And then Celebrity with Edge
class, yes.
I think that the Sphere class has captured that wow factor for Princess. And I think that's the first time that, still in all the time we've cruised on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's we've been costing it. We costed it while we're on there. It's just with the day.
Go on another Sphere class, yeah.
Because we absolutely loved it. Loved it.
And I mean, you're going back to what we're talking about with, you know, was it worth the wait? Was it worth hype? 7 years is a long time to wait for anything.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, personally, I only became really aware of it post-pandemic.
Yes.
I knew that they were building a new ship, but not really much about it.
And we didn't become princess bunnies until post-pandemic.
No.
Because then that's when we had the opportunity to try it.
Yeah.
After when
we didn't go on our first princess ship until 2021.
Yeah. When it started to open.
The very first time.
Yeah, opening back up again, yeah.
So I think we became much more aware of what they were doing since then.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people have sort of been really excited about this ship.
Yes.
What about sort of food, service, layout, all those sort of things?
Food, I found fabulous.
Yeah.
I really love the food. Dario, I didn't love as much as
Butcher's Block.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of their new food experience.
Yeah,
I say food experience rather than a restaurant.
Yeah, because you're all served at the same time. It's family style dining, so you're all on one big table.
Like the shows that happen.
Yeah, there's
at the end, people get up and start filming.
Yeah, like a meat display. There's
but not a meat display like when you go into something like Chops or
veranda or anything. No, like the cutting.
Yeah,
the cutting display.
Yeah.
I still don't know what they did with the big bones because we like the look of the bones. So yeah, I was. That one is the one. You see, it's the same old. You get overexcited about one thing and it never meets the hype, and then something that you're like about, and that really love it.
Dario, we'd seen his stuff on YouTube with people like Mark Weens.
Yeah,
we'd seen the Netflix
show. Yeah,
we were genuinely properly excited for that.
And then when on the day,
maybe we overhyped that as opposed to them overhyping it. You know, we'd looked at so many other stuff, so our expectations were up there. It delivered in terms of great quality food. But it wasn't what necessarily we expected.
No.
That's not to say I definitely liked it more than you did.
Yeah.
But other ones, as you said, like Spellbound, were amazing.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other bits, sort of food aside, because they have also put in things like the umai teppanyaki.
Yeah.
So Princess sort of finally getting around to having a teppanyaki, which other cruise lines have had for a long time.
They've been doing that for ages, yeah.
But by all accounts, everyone who went in there, that were amazing.
Yes.
They also put a hot pot in that area as well.
Yeah. I mean, I would have preferred to have gone on it as the inaugural for the 10 nights because the 5 nights that we had was not enough.
No. We've said we don't normally go on the same ship twice. No. Generally, we have done.
Within a couple of year window.
Yeah, but we have said we probably would like to go on some Princess again.
Yes.
Because
Star.
we don't feel Star I definitely want to go.
Yeah.
We don't feel that we really got to see everything.
No.
And that's probably with those sort of side ships. If you're on Iona, if you're on Icon, you probably need a minimum of 2 weeks.
Probably to get to feel everything.
To really feel that you've tried everything in there, and you might need a couple of cruises.
Yeah.
But I would definitely want to go on some Princess again.
Yes.
And that's probably the first time that I've felt that about a specific cruise. Mm-hmm. Since we started doing this channel. Yeah,
so she was worth the wait. The layout's still a little bit funky in my mind.
Well, she's very different to
She's very different, yeah. So you do need...
The navigation stuff works well.
Yeah, with the screens and everything.
And the app.
Yeah, but you just need to concentrate, I think. It's not... That's the key to it.
Yeah. Right, there's we'll come on to some other bits in a sec, but I've said something a couple of times, both to you privately when we're on the ship and publicly, that I feel that to Princess, this is their equivalent of Celebrities Edge Class.
Yes.
It's that bigger jump.
Yeah.
Do you think that other people who are getting on there are going to think the same?
I hope
Because I know that you did.
I hope so. I think they will. As long as they've done a Princess ship. If you've done Celebrity Edge Class, you'll go, oh, this is very familiar. If you haven't...
Do you think?
Yeah.
You think that people will compare it directly to the Edge Class?
In respect of the look and feel, the decor, the beige on beige, accented by
it's that very modern design.
Yeah.
You know, you're not getting on, Cunard.
Or an MSC jazzy ship.
No. That's not to say it's not a pretty ship. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's all very muted tones. It feels, it looks like it's got a Kelly Hoppen feel, even though Kelly Hoppen's not done it. She does the Edge Class.
It did have a bit of a Kelly Hoppen.
I could see some of those pieces that were on there on QVC.
From QVC.
With Kelly Hoppen.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
We're not slating that.
No.
But I know what you mean. It's got that sort of modern...
palette.
Modern palette. It's great. And, yeah, I do think if you've only ever been on Celebrities Edge Class ships...
Yes.
...then you would quite happily go on that. And I think you wouldn't feel that it was a downgrade.
No, not at all.
Whereas if you went on some of the older Princess ones,
you might think it's
straight from doing Edge, you might think it's a bit dated.
I'm going to say twee.
Twee, yeah.
A bit twee.
It doesn't have the shine of those modern ones. Now, Sky Princess, Enchanted Princess, Regal Princess, Ruby Princess have all still got a place in the market as far as I'm concerned.
They've all got a little place in my heart.
They have. And I'm genuinely really excited for Ruby.
Yes.
Because going on that to Alaska, it feels like the right type of ship to do that inside passage cruise on.
And after having to navigate Sun Princess, navigating Ruby will be much easier. We'll be like, oh.
When someone says there's whales on the starboard side and we've got to figure out how we get across there quickly.
Yes.
Or to a certain deck.
Or
I feel confident.
That's it. That. If they said that you can see it at whatever deck and it's...
If you go to this part of the ship, whereas on Sun Princess, we'd have then got the app out and gone, right, how do we
work it? Yeah. No, that's a very good point.
So they've definitely still got a place in the market for a long time to come.
Yes.
But I genuinely don't believe that Princess will end their Sphere class at Star. I think that
do you think they'll
probably
bring
be their
a family of them out, like?
Well, we've got, how many will we have in the Edge class? 5 with XL?
Ascent, Apex, Edge, Beyond,
and
XL, yeah, 5.
So we'll have 5. I would imagine that if it's as successful as we expect it will be,
yes,
then that will be the new standard of some Princess ships.
Yeah, going forward.
Probably the next decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, worth it. Can't wait to get back on a Sphere class.
But so, in summary,
I've just
worth the wait?
Yes. Yes.
Shall we do some of the news stories?
Okay, you tell me your news.
Well, do you want to have a quick drink while I just bring them up?
Oh.
Because I can't remember them either.
You can't remember the news?
Oh, no, I remember it now. Don't say like you can't remember the news. Of course I can, but I don't remember what order I put on it. Let's go with that excuse.
Okay.
So, news story number 1.
Okay.
Norwegian Cruise Line has recently announced that it's cancelling 20 sailings in 2025.
Wow.
Which they've said that replacement cruises are going to be announced soon, but they've announced what they're cancelling. And given a huge number of reasons for it, from a couple of ships having to go in dry dock, but that is only a couple of them, to ships being chartered out, to lots,
Old Chestnut.
Yeah, lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
Now, whilst it's a long way in advance, this does seem to be a growing trend.
There does seem to be quite a few.
And I don't mean just to Norwegian.
No, I know what you're saying. That does seem to happen quite a bit. Because when it's the other way around, the cruise line is never as sympathetic.
If you want to cancel
it's hope you've got insurance. So yeah, I could. It's like you say, it's a growing trend. It makes me wonder whether you can get good pricing on NCL if they've got any offers at the minute to counter the any negativity around all these cancellations. Is there some good deals that they've got? So that maybe that comes out.
But I just find it, when you book a year out,
Yeah,
you think that that's pretty locked in.
yeah, but the world is not the world. The world changes.
It does.
Right.
I completely get those ones through the Red Sea and stuff where there's no choice. They've got to change them.
Yeah.
But 20 cruises just seemed like, when I read the story, I was like, wow, that seems a lot.
It is a lot.
Now, having said that, you flip it the other way. Would I, as a passenger, rather wait till 2-3 weeks out to find out that they're doing that?
Yeah.
Or would I rather know now and be able to...
From experience, I would rather have the 2 years notice than the 2 days notice.
Well, it's only a year's notice.
Is it? Oh, yeah, 25. No, I'd rather...
24 now.
Oh, I would rather have... Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, I was surprised to it with that many. So
yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see what they do for replacement cruises.
Yes.
Because...
And itineraries.
They've only got so many ships.
Yeah.
And if someone going to dry dock and some you've chartered, well, I don't see how you replace them.
No.
It's not like they can hire a ship nearby.
No.
And put that on.
No.
They've not got enough new ones coming out.
No.
Aqua's due out next year.
March 25th.
Next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll come in. But presumably lots of people have already booked on that. So it's not like it has a lot of spare capacity.
No.
It's a new
Just
ship.
makes you think, we have looked at it. Makes me think whether you book it and pays your money, takes your chance on the off chance you might get a good amount of cruise credit back if they cancel it. But what some of them do is just say refund the amount that you've paid already, isn't it?
Yeah, normally give you a token amount of onboard credit, like $100 or something like that. Yeah. Which, it's not to be sniffed at. Any amount's nice.
No.
But, as I say, when it's this far out, I have less of a problem.
Yeah.
But throw an interesting story. The second story, I think you're going to like.
Okay.
So, Regent Seven Seas has just announced its 2027 World Cruise.
Wow.
But get this. So, it's sailing from January the 11th on Seven Seas Splendor. 140 nights.
Wow.
71 ports.
Wow.
480 different excursions. Because
they include wowzers.
14 different overnight stays in there.
Yeah.
How much do you think it starts at? So let's go with a balcony.
Okay, I'm going to say 70 for a balcony. 75. Are we doing pounds or dollars?
Dollars. Because I've wrote down dollars.
Okay, $75,000 per person.
Okay, it's $91,500 per person.
Oh,
so you only have by $16,500.
Wow, only
trivial. How much do you think their top suite is?
Oh, it's going to be a house. It's going to be a house.
I can tell you this: it's going to be a house in London.
No, like £250,000-300,000.
$840,000 per person.
Dollars.
Yeah.
It's a house. It's a big house.
That's what I said. It's a house in London, which, that's a lot of money.
I mean, more power to you if your house you can afford a house cruise.
You can afford a house cruise.
I don't know what else I could call it.
No, I mean that's expensive. The 91,500 when you work it out on sort of divide it down over the 140 nights.
Yeah,
it's like staying in a 5-star hotel each night, which is what you're staying in.
Yeah.
So when you look at it that way, but what I'm interested in from the story and also from your point of view is do not take this from the wrong way. Would you like to do this? I'm not saying we're doing it. We are definitely not doing it.
We're not doing it.
Would you fancy 140 nights, 71 different ports? So that's a new port every other night.
I would like to do a world cruise, but I would like to do a world cruise on Cunard, like QM2 can handle the water.
The Seven Seas Splendor can handle the water.
Not like QM2. Not like QM2. And at least there's space on QM2 as well, because you're going to be with the same people all this time. And you just know that there's going to be like that, the other world cruise, the Royal Caribbean one. They're all kicking off. Now, I know it's a different demographic.
I would say it's a very different demographic.
It's going to be that one day you'll be shutting the lift and try to open it for someone, and there'll be an awkward situation where you'll leave them and the lift will go without them. And then that's the person you will see every time. Every time, like.
And that, of course, would have been an accident.
Of course it would have been an accident, but I could just... No, I'd rather do Cunard. But thank you for the offer, darling. Thank you.
Just to make it clear again, I want offering to that.
Okay.
But the 140 nights for me just seems like just fantastic. Obviously, you're going to have to be retired or if the internet's good enough, maybe you can work remote on that. I know that I've done some work when we've been on cruise ships, but I haven't been on a cruise ship for 140 nights to try and do that.
No.
But it just seems like, personally, I think I'd rather do more cruises on different cruise ships I can't say different places, because that would go to more places.
I still want to do a world cruise. And does that go to Easter Island? That's my question.
I honestly cannot say that, because whilst I pulled out a load of stuff
and Peru.
Actually look at every single spot.
I'd like to go to Peru and Easter Island, thank you.
On a world cruise or just a dedicated cruise?
Either or.
So,
thank you.
In summary, you would like to do a world cruise on Cunard?
In summary, yes.
On Queen Mary 2 or any Cunard?
Queen Mary 2.
Is she still doing world cruises now? I thought she wasn't. She wasn't anymore now.
There's definitely some cute. I'm going to look after we've done this. I'm going to cost it.
Again, we're not going on it because it's just too many days.
I mean, I'd even take a shelter balcony because, I don't have to go crazy.
Would you take an inside cabin? If someone said to you can have a world cruise for free, but it's an inside cabin?
No.
That's a long time to be.
No. So don't, so anybody's out there who thinking of treating me, no thank you, but thanks for the thoughts.
But you would take a shelter balcony?
Are we going, or am I going with the person who's paying?
Meaning me, but... But yeah, I don't know which cruise line I would want to do it on if not Cunard. I think doing a world cruise on one of the ultra-luxury ones, Silver Seas, Regent Seven Seas, would just be an amazing thing. I'm not sure I would have wanted to do it on the Royal one, having now...
Yeah, is it Explorer? I can't remember. Yeah.
Having said that, maybe it'd be interesting. It'll be fascinating to listen to people when they finish that and hear all the stuff.
Yeah.
As opposed to just the sort of TikTok.
Yeah, because they had influencers on there, didn't they, who are not...
I don't think they're on for the full journey.
No, but not specifically into cruising. And I know that increases, your coverage and word of mouth and everything. And
but it all tends to be dramatised a little more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll be really interesting to hear from some people when they get off, for anyone who's done all of it, in terms of how that actually works.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the final story.
Okay.
So, Hurtigruten, or HX, as it's more commonly known.
I don't think I've ever heard it called HX before.
HX Cruises as well.
Is that Hurtigruten Expeditions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have announced that from October this year, they're changing to all-inclusive.
So all-inclusive to deliver somebody else's post.
I don't think they do that on all of them. But what they're meaning by that, they've said specifically that the US market, which is a big market for them, has really sort of come to want the all-inclusive packages, which we've seen more on sort of Princess with Premier, Celebrity with all-inclusive, Royal Caribbean, where you can get all these bits in there.
Yeah.
And that people, when they're sort of doing these expedition ones, want that same
thing. So it's on the expedition one, it's not on the post one?
No, they're talking about the HX, which is the
okay, so that's quite a fancy.
Yeah. I mean, we've watched plenty of videos on them, and
we have.
They look amazing.
And I've never costed it. Because, I mean, for example, to do Norwegian fjords and Norway, I think they used to do it out of Southampton. They don't do that anymore. But it's like £3,500 per person for us to do that.
Right. So it's comparable to sort of some of the fancier cruise lines.
Yeah, but it's not as fully laden ship.
No, they're a very different thing. I think if I were doing HX, then I would.
I'd have to look
that to like Antarctica.
I'd have to look at them. Yes, see what they're like.
To do like a Northern Lights type one on those ships.
Yeah, which again.
But what they've said, just come back to the all-inclusive one.
Yeah.
So it includes daily expeditions and activities, full board dining as you would expect, but also now house wine, beer, and cocktails across the full duration.
Mm-hmm.
All your coffees, teas, soft drinks now.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And gratuities, obviously.
Yeah.
That wasn't the and.
No.
I forgot to mention gratuities. And that lovely Hurtigruten outfits that they give people that we've seen. You know, the red ones.
Yes.
Which we've always gone, oh, they look great.
They do.
You get some of them as well.
Nice.
So
nice.
I thought it was just a nice...
I think the Helly Hansen or something. They're quite a heavy-duty, all-weather
Yeah, they look really great.
Outfits, yeah.
So it were interesting to see sort of a cruise line like that going down that all-inclusive one.
Mm-hmm.
Because whilst they're saying that's what the American market want, I always assumed that people wanted to go on that particular cruise because of the expedition element to it.
Yes.
It wasn't, like us going on Princess or somewhere for out enjoying all the cocktails. You're going on it, you're going to be off a lot.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't have said that was as important for me.
No.
But now they're offering it.
Yeah. I mean, they will have looked at the numbers. I mean, for example, if you've been on a little Zodiac boat and you've been bubbling about in the water, you're not really going to be wanting a cocktail as you get back on the ship, as we normally do when we've had an excursion. Yeah. So they've obviously thought it is cost effective for us to do this because people aren't going to go, because they've got the excursions, because it's quite up at dawn and sort of getting sleepy for dusk and eating and stuff. It's not that. So they've obviously thought, this works for us.
Yeah. Now, I've not seen any prices.
We shall have a look.
Any information on sort of price changes. So we will definitely have a look. So I'm curious as to...
Not to book it, but just to look it.
No, but I would imagine at some point we will do a HX cruise. Because it is one that we've kept looking at and saying, if we're going to do that sort, they're probably the one that we'd want to do it on.
Rather than a more cost-effective one.
More than like a mainstream cruise line.
We'll have a look.
It's always seemed that they're properly geared up for doing it, both in terms of sort of the ships and the outfits that they give you and to wear, but also the expeditions, the expertise that they have there.
The experts that they have on there as well. Yeah,
that's what I mean by the expertise. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how that pans out and whether it boosts them on there.
Yeah, lovely.
But that's my last news story.
Okay, well, thank you, darling.
You're very welcome. It brings us to the end of the episode.
Well, thank you for listening.
Or watching.
Or watching.
Both.
Well, I mean...
Well, I'm guessing if you're watching, you're probably listening as well. Maybe you've got us on mute.
Thanks.
Thanks, however you're enjoying this.
Cheers, darling.
Cheers, Linz.
Cheers, and have a lovely day.
And we'll see you on the next episode.